going on? Welcome to Hanging Out with Nolan Hong. I'm your host, Nolan Hong, and this is a podcast that we just started. It is our first episode, so thanks for tuning in and thanks for downloading. I hope you enjoy what you hear. We plan on making this a weekly podcast, and basically what it is I've got a ton of different experiences and careers in my life where I've met a lot of different, interesting, talented, and amazing people, and I made so many friends along the way, and they have so many great stories that I think need to be shared. So basically what this is me hanging out with my friends, having them share their stories, and hopefully you will be inspired and entertained by what you hear. Joining me in the studio is my producer extraordinaire, Jamie, and also the doctor of Snugglenomics. He's Dr. Emmett Bean, our resident business dog here. And we are excited to have our first guest for this episode. Our inaugural episode is my dear friend, Kyle Shimabukuro. He is the founder of HiLife Clothing, and he's got such an interesting past. We actually know each other through acting. We did the Lisa Matsumoto plays together. So Ohio Productions, they've done Once Upon One Time, Happily Ever After, those kind of plays. And Kyle's part of the original crew there, and that's where we know each other from. But you might probably know him more because of HiLife, and everybody knows HiLife Clothing. And we're going to get to know kind of the history of that and a little more about my dear friend Kyle. So here it is, our first guest of the Hanging Out with Nolan Hong podcast, Kyle Shimabukuro. All right, so we're here with my friend Kyle, and the funny thing is, so we've been friends for almost 15 years. And
has it been that long?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like 2004, I think, is when we first met. But the sad thing is, after knowing you for so long, and I'm afraid to, or embarrassed to admit this, but I always get reprimanded from Jamie because she always says I spell your name wrong. So let's set the record straight here.
Wait, you spelled my first name wrong?
No,
or
last name.
Okay, because the first name would be...
That's really easy.
I mean, you went to Punahou, man. You got to learn how to spell like a four-letter name.
But I went there, but I didn't necessarily do good there.
Yeah, but I'm sure you had a friend with that name.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, so your last name, how is it spelled? Because I always spell it differently, but is it pronounced Shimabukuro, Shimabukuro? Like, what is it actually?
Depending what country you're in. I guess it's pronounced different
So
everywhere.
how do you pronounce your last name?
Shimabukuro.
So it's with the O, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just pronounce it how everybody pronounces Jake's one, and I just go, okay, that's probably how my last name should sound too.
So does it spell the same way?
Yeah.
Oh, because see, I always pronounce his as Shimabukuro.
Then you can say that to me too, then, because we have the same exact last name.
But Jamie always says, like, that's not how you spell it. That's wrong.
He writes it Shimabukuro.
Okay, that's spelled wrong. But if you're pronouncing it that way, then that's fine.
Well, I just say it really fast, so you can't tell.
Shimabukuro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just call me Shima. It'd be good.
That's weird. I don't think I could do that. But, so going back to when we first met, so people assume that we know each other because of Ohia, and technically we do, but it was because I was doing Once Upon One Time, and you actually didn't do that show, but I was starting up my store, Fighter's Corner.
That's right.
And I was suggested to contact you about helping us make a logo.
Yep.
So Kyle actually designed our Fighter's Corner logo. And so what was your impression of when you first met me and my partner Mark, and we come to you and we said, hey, we're going to open the first ever mixed martial arts fight shop. Can you help us with our logo? What is it? Do you remember what you first thought of?
I thought it was an unreal idea.
Really?
Because you're the first game in town. Nobody did it until you guys did it, you know? And, I mean, I think that you guys are the godfathers of MMA in Hawaii that put together this little store that, if you think about the people that walked into your store, the fighters that we know today that walked into their store, it's an unbelievable list of people. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you have a tremendous list of followers that went to that store back in the day. And before they became even big.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like Mayhem, Boz, I mean, everybody went to that store because you're the only game in town.
The cool part of it was they would just show up unannounced and just hang out with us. And it was like, I try to keep my cool and everything, but it's like if you're a fan of the NBA, the NFL, and like Tom Brady comes walking into your shop and just like, hey, what's going on? And just hangs out with you and watches fights with you and stuff. Like, that's how it was. Like, Mayhem and Nico Vitale, they just sit there and we'd just watch Pride and UFC on the screen and stuff.
And nobody was doing that back in the day.
Yeah.
And this was before even, it was in the beginning of the explosion of MMA, right? I mean, there was Super Brawl before that. But then you were at the pinnacle when it just started just revving super hard in Hawaii. And then you look at the names that came through Super Brawl and all those earlier MMA things. And I mean, Hawaii is the godfather of MMA. You know, that's what I think. You know, if you look at who came here and started off and then became this huge success in the mainland with UFC and stuff, man, it's just it was an amazing time.
Yeah, I think if you look at all of the UFC fighters in the Hall of Fame, the UFC Hall of Fame, they all fought here in Hawaii.
Exactly.
Most of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Because, well, that's high praise coming from you, because I got to assume that you always have tons of people coming to you as a successful, graphic designer. People are always coming to you with asking for design help and stuff. And you've probably seen all kinds of different, startup companies and things like that coming through. Is that safe to say?
It's safe to say. I mean, I've seen a lot of people come to me and go, hey, man, I got this idea. I need a super good logo. Do you have an idea for me? And I go, what do you want to do? They go, I want to just do this. And I'm like, that company's going to fail. And I feel bad.
Just through the logo itself?
Their idea.
Oh, their idea.
Or the concept, like it's more, your business is more than just, I'm excited to start something. Now I need a logo. You need to plan it all out. And when I met you guys had it planned out. You guys were very focused in what you guys wanted to do. And I thought, okay, these guys are going to make it. Even at that location where he was, as ghetto as it was, it just suited that image of your company.
Yeah.
You weren't in the ritzy areas. You're in the ghetto where street fights occurred right in front of your door and you had to kick them out. You know what I mean? It was crazy, that area. But then your store just, then that image was just there, and that's why people came, because you were real. You weren't fake.
Yeah.
And I just saw a lot of potential with you guys, And that's why sometimes I turn jobs down because I don't want to take people's money or spend time on it because I feel bad, Like, I'm like, oh, man, I don't know, Like, I get a lot of people coming to me and go, I want to start a T-shirt business. And I'm like, what's your company name? And I go, oh, it's this. And it might be good or it might be bad. And I go, what do you have for your logo? I don't know, just come up with anything for my logo.
Wow, so they want to make a T-shirt company, but they don't even have a logo or concept behind it.
And right off the bat, that company has the potential to fail. Yeah, because, I mean, as excited as you are and as enthusiastic you are about studying a company like that, if you don't have a vision or your plan sit down and you sit on a really good logo, how far would that get you? You need to know your marketing. You need to know your business plan. You need to have upstart capital. You need to partner up with the right people. You need to know how to get your customer base. Now it's easy, or it's supposedly easy, where your customer base all comes from social media.
Yeah.
But back when you started Forest Corner, there wasn't no social media. I mean, it wasn't as big as it is now. There wasn't no Instagram where you can reach all your customers and stuff. You had to go old school, pass out flyers, stickers on cars, get your name out by just word of mouth. It was a challenging time for business,
Well, I want to talk a little more about the clothing company idea, because after Fighters Corner, I actually tried to start up a clothing line with Legacy, and that was way more work and much more difficult than I ever anticipated. But here in Hawaii, we have every day it seems like there's a new clothing line that comes out and stuff. So what's your, what would you say about the clothing industry here in Hawaii as far as your experiences? And I mean, you must have seen so many people come and go, all kinds of ideas and stuff.
Yeah, and right now there's a lot of clothing lines out there. Everybody comes up with a Hawaii line. In fact, people in the mainland want to be a Hawaii line. There's major surf companies have their own T-shirt design section dedicated to Hawaii. Because why? Because Hawaii is the coolest place, right? Everybody wants to market and be local. It comes in circles, everything. I know at one point where all the kids, they really didn't have that pride for Hawaii. They would be wearing FUBU, or they would be wearing all this mainland gear and rocking all this streetwear that wasn't even from here. And the last thing you would see on them is a Hawaii brand.
That was one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seemed tacky to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And somehow, somewhere, I don't know if it was pre-Obama, you know, it was probably through BJ Penn, it was probably through all these people that came up the ranks, Jack Johnson, Jake Shimabukuro, all these people that represented Hawaii in a positive way, made Hawaii a cool place. Mm-hmm. And it made Hawaii a destination, and it made Hawaii a brand. And when it became a brand, there's only few people on the block that had brands at that time. I mean, when Hawaii became a brand, there were a few clothing brands coming up at that time. And now if you look, there is tons of clothing brands that are authentic Hawaii brands, not from the mainland, that are around and doing really well. But there are also a ton of them that are doing bad because it's so saturated that I think it's probably time for a weeding out process. Especially in these times in Hawaii, the economy is so bad. People are suffering, stores are shutting down, big box retailers are shutting down. Only the strong is going to survive this. And whoever comes out of this retail depression will be the brands that's going to stick and be the most important ones in Hawaii, you know. And a lot of my friends are going through it. You know, I'm going through it. And we're just riding that wave until we can get out of this and still survive, you know. Because for me, my brand's been around for 10 years already.
Yeah.
You know, and so that means the person that was wearing it when they're kids have kids. You know, if you're 17 years old and you're wearing it, you're 27 now and you might have a kid. How you're somebody's dad now.
Yeah.
It's hard to be cool when you're somebody's, you know, you're not that cool kid anymore. So where do you go from there as a brand?
Right.
Do you try to embrace that, or do you go younger and try to stay relevant all the time, you know? For me, I think it was easier because it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what generation you come from. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you're born here. If you love Hawaii, then that's what my brand's about. Mm-hmm. You know, and it scopes the demographic from a kid to an adult like us, who are considered, I guess, kind of old now. You know, and that's the way I tried to stay relevant. Is I just tried to stay real. You know.
So when you came up with the concept, when you first started with HiLife, what was your vision for it, and has it evolved throughout these 10 years?
I think when I started HiLife, I just came off of working for a surf company. I'll just mention it. I used to work for Locomotion, just designing their Hawaiian style brand.
Oh, okay.
They own Hawaiian style, so I was their art director for Hawaiian style from the 90s all the way to 2000.
So real quick, what is entailed in as being an art director?
Well, an art director usually entails like you have an art staff below you to tell them what to do, and go through like change that color to blue, change that color to red, enlarge that, enlarge this. Well, in Hawaiian style, I was the only art staff, but I was the art director, so I basically directed myself.
I was gonna say, because I feel like your personality, you wouldn't feel comfortable like kind of leading people and telling them what to do, especially as an artist, right?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be hard for you to criticize. Like,
yeah, so I'd be drawing stuff on my own and going, you should move that over here, Kyle. That design is ugly. Start all over. Damn you, Kyle.
Management walking by your office like, oh, he's talking to himself
He's
again.
art directing himself again. There he goes. But, you know, I did deal with some freelancers. You know, that actually now to today have their own business and doing really well themselves.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, you know, I saw a lot of talent come through.
Yeah.
Being in Locomotion, seeing a lot of these designers and talent. The talent in Hawaii for designers are amazing.
Really?
Amazing. I mean, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but we have so much talent in Hawaii. I mean, if you just go to powwow and see all the local artists doing all those murals and stuff like that, and then the new brands are coming up today, and the art that's coming out, it's amazing.
Yeah, I will say, like, all these new brands that come out is really impressive. Because when I was in the Fighters Corner era, which was like around 2005-ish, and all these brands were coming out. Like some of them were so awful, and people just jumping in with an idea and just throwing whatever on a shirt. But it seems like this generation, they take a lot more pride and thought into their designs.
This generation makes me feel guilty sometimes. You know, like they take so much pride, they plan so hard, and they motivate themselves to do the best they can before they put it out there. Where I come from an old school where like you just shotgun it, right? You shoot out 5 designs, 3 is going to sell, 2 is going to be rubbish, and you just get rid of the 2 and you keep selling the 3. These guys, they curate this one design for months. They think of a storyline behind it. They think how are they going to promote it. They put it on influencers. They put it on people, to Instagram. They take photos of it. And it's not even photos of your iPhone. They grab photographers who take photo of it. Then they do a video of it.
Right.
And then they launch it like a short video on a one hat and how meaningful it is to them and why they came up with this idea. And then even if it's a hat with a black dot on it, because of the way they market it, you're like, I got to get that hat now.
Yeah.
Because there's a story to be told behind that. And it's meaningful, you know. So I come up with that challenge every day because I come from the old school where I'm like, well, poi is popular right now. I'm going to do a poi shirt, you know, or man, I haven't done a fishing shirt in a long time. I guess I'll do a fishing shirt today, you know. So my thinking is like just out of my head. And that's how I still am today. But it makes me feel guilty when I see other artists like myself putting so much thought process into what they do because it makes me feel, I don't know.
But
it makes me feel like I'm not paying attention to what I should be paying attention to.
But I mean, it's not like you're not successful. I mean, it's a different process, but it's still working, right?
It is, and I always came up with this, I don't know, this theory behind that I stuck with for years, is I'm not the guy representing the brand. The brand represents itself to whoever wants to wear it and tell their story and not mine, you know? And that was a theory I had way back when I started it because people want to go, what's your story? Why did you come up with it? I need you to interview. Can you be on camera? And I would turn down everything. And people go, why are you turning down all these things that you should be so accustomed to because you've been an actor in plays and you've been, you know, on stage and performing. You're used to do things in front of the public. Why are you being behind the scenes in this brand? And I'm like, because I'm not the demographic. Maybe I am, but I'm not. I don't want to be. I don't want to have this brand be put in a box and say everything and everybody needs to look like this guy in order for you to wear it. I wanted it to mean something to everybody. And if it means that much to you, then it doesn't matter who owns it or the designer that did the design. Because to me, people will interpret it in however they feel. And then they'll feel more special on their body when they're wearing it on their t-shirt, you know, as a t-shirt. But I don't know how long that excuse is going to last now because people need to tell a story with your brand, you know. And hopefully by now, after 10 years, there's enough people out there telling the story. And what the story means to them, not what it means to me, what it means to them. And it's in a positive way. And maybe that's one way to keep it going, you know. So even doing this interview and stuff, I mean, people are going to start figuring out, oh, that's the guy that owned that brand. I'm going to try to Google him, you know, Kyle Shimabukuro. Kyle Shimabukuro or whatever. And they're going to try to look for me. And if you really do Google me, because I try to check it, I'm not really anywhere to be found.
No matter how you spell your last name.
Yeah, no matter how. Only you Google my name and Jake comes up.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, that guy looks exactly like Jake. Except I'm the untalented musical Shimabukuro. You know,
Are you actually related to Jake?
No.
Okay.
No. But we're friends.
Yeah.
We're good. I mean, I'm sure we come from the same tribe down the lines, you know, in Okinawa or somewhere. He probably went into his grass shack and played with his ancestors probably played with music and instruments, and my ancestors probably went fishing.
But you guys all come from an artistic background.
Actually, we do. We do. But he's the best at his craft. You know?
Some would argue, like, you're right up there, too.
No, man.
You can't say that there are too many local brands that have the longevity of yours and the reach that yours has. I mean,
I-
HiLife is everywhere.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
I think there's way more talent out there, So it's the sad part. I mean, I got lucky. I hooked up with the right people at the right time, got into the right store at the right time, and I've just been blessed and successful. But for every one of me, there's for every me, there's 10 other people just as talented and not getting the opportunity to get the exposure, And maybe I'm at the age where I should be helping them,
Like as a mentor kind of thing?
Maybe, I mean, I kind of do. I have kids call me and go, I want to start a brand like yours and I want to be like you and how can I get started? I tell them straight up, I'm like, it's not just the design part that's going to make you successful. You can have the best design in the world, best logo in the world, best name in the world, but unless you surround yourself with the right people and get in at the right time and do the right things, only then you're going to be successful. If not, you just have a nice T-shirts in your house in a box. Nobody will ever be able to wear it.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but there's so much talent out there.
What would you say, because it seems like, especially my friends, like I have a lot of talented friends, and I've always had people come up to me saying that they want to start a clothing line and like, oh, you did it before. Problem is, I wasn't successful at it, so I don't really have much to tell them other than like, don't do it, because I had such difficulty with it. But for you, when people come to you, what is the kind of the number one thing that you always tell them that kind of across the board is the thing that is most important for these aspiring clothing companies?
Just stick to your belief and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. I mean, I never tell a up and coming person who comes in approaches me for a logo or help, don't do it. I just explain how hard it is.
Yeah.
And if they don't have that drive, they're not gonna. As in anything, Nolan. You know what I mean? Like whether you are a guy that likes to draw, or a person who likes to play an ukulele, or a person professionally, or somebody who wants to open a fighter store or train MMA, and become a professional at it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of time. And a lot of people come to me and they go, "Oh, I'm gonna do it on my spare time. I'm gonna start this line and do it." No, you can't. Mm-hmm. If you don't put 100% into anything that you want to do, you're not going to get that 100%, but you're not going to reap the benefit of it. You're not going to get it back, Because why would anybody want to pay attention to a guy that's working half as hard than the guy that's working, full-time on it and pushing it as hard as they can and getting it out there and just as talented?
Yeah. That's so true, because if you're the type of person that goes, oh, that's easy, I'm going to just make up a clothing line and I can do the same thing, and their motivation is because it's easy. Its perception to them is that it's easy. They're not going to do well.
No, not at all. I'm more inclined to help somebody if they go, I know it's hard, but I want to try. Can you help me? Because I know they're reaching out, and I know they're looking for support, and I know they're hungry. So then I help them more,
Yeah.
And when I met you and Mark for Fighters Cry, I knew you guys were reaching out to me. I hardly knew you, actually. I just knew you as a guy in the play that was young and from Punahou and didn't know how to speak Pidgin. and dressed like this gangster. You remember? You had like the bandanas and you would rock the baggy shorts and the super expensive looking shoes. And I was like...
I still have them. I just don't wear it as much.
I'm like, this guy is a rapper or what? He looks like a rapper. I don't know who he is, but he seems like a cool kid,
Yeah, what is it? Because
I wish I had a picture of the day when I met you.
So when I started with Ohia doing Lisa Matsumoto's Once Upon One Time, I was probably nothing like any of the other people in the cast. I was kind of one of the newer guys, you had the original actors and people that were all your friends that you grew up doing the plays with. And I was one of the couple new guys to the cast. And I did not fit in at all as far as looks-wise and how I sounded.
Well, everybody liked you, I remember. You got to hang out with them. Mm-hmm. They're kind of picky. I mean, they wouldn't, if you're on cool, they're not gonna invite you to Zippies or anything hang on after. You know? Unless you were going like, hey, where you guys are gonna go after? And then, Zippies, Nolan. Is it Makiki? Oh no, we're not going Makiki. But you go there, yeah, okay. But no, I mean, you know, I knew you must have been a nice guy because you were hanging around with them, the older guys, and they accepted you. So, you know, I knew you were a cool guy. I just thought you rapped or you, like was part Popolo or came from Compton or was in this like Asian rap group or something. I'm just joking.
See, these are all things that I aspired to be, and I never got to it.
Yeah. And then once I got to know you, but the weird thing about it, and Jimmy, you can agree, I don't know if you knew him back then. Did you know him back then?
She only knew me, 2012?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was a professional by then.
Okay.
Back when I met you, I was just out of college trying to figure things out.
How old were you? Like 20? You're 20, yeah? You don't even have age to drink.
24, 25.
Oh, you're that young? Oh,
yeah,
you're kind of old already. Well, I just remembered when you opened your mouth, it wasn't like I thought you would sound like, you know? Like, I seen you on stage and I seen you dressed in what your street clothes and hanging out with, you know, everybody.
Yeah.
I never met you because I was in a show. And when I first met you, your mouth didn't sound like your attire. Because I thought he would be like, yo, bro. Yo, man, how's it hanging, man? You got some 40s and go back to my crib and hang. Yeah. You want to hang with Hong? You want to hang with the Hong? But you wasn't like that. You're super nice, very proper, you know, spoke very well English. Like, okay, this guy's either from the mainland or Punho. And they said, Punho. I said, yeah, there you go. You're from Punho. But, you know, nice guy. And that's why I helped you out. Because if I thought you were a I would be like, you'd be like, hey, man, can you help me? Like, no. No more time. Well, hang up on you. But you seem like a nice guy and a very humble kid. And you had visions and you had goals, and I wanted to help you out because you was a really nice, humble guy. Not like what I thought you was, but you surprised me, you know. And you've been consistent ever since then for what, 15 years?
Yeah, almost 15. Yeah.
Yeah. So you haven't changed from that one first impression. It's just my first impression was totally different than what I thought you would be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, it's fair for you to say that because I did carry myself as far as appearance-wise in a certain way, but I know I put my best foot forward when I met you because I had looked up to you as like, oh, I hope this guy is willing to help us because we're like these two guys that nobody knows. We have this crazy concept of a store that no one's ever done, and here you are, the guy that, you know, you with all these successful brands, and why would you waste time with us kind of thing. So I made sure to put my best foot forward on that.
But your first impression of me must have been just as bad because you're like, I got to talk to that guy that makes HiLife, but he's probably surfing Waimea today, or he's probably pounding poi or hiking and picking guava and sewing his nets for tomorrow to fish and carving out his own canoe and stuff like that. See, and then you met me and you go, this is the guy?
No. It's the opposite because I didn't know any of that stuff about you as far as what you like to do.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, this guy is a successful designer. He's managed all Local Motion, HiLife, all these big brands that I knew. And so when I came to see you, I thought I have to bring you gifts and try to sell myself to you. But you're like, hey, come inside. You took us to your home, which is where your office was at the time.
Back at 10th Avenue.
And I remember I left with Mark going, my God, this guy's like the coolest guy. Like, he's so down to earth. Like, I think he might actually help us, you know? He sounded like he was going to help us. You think he's going to help us? But yeah, the cool part too is you didn't just say, okay, what do you want? Okay, let me put something together. Like, you explained to us the ideas behind what's in a logo, like the things that we learned from you. I remember the thing that I took from you is you're saying, like, for shirt design, you want to be able to have whoever's wearing your shirt be able to say that's whatever their shirt design is, that they can say that's me. So that's why you don't have like a picture of someone's face, because if you do that, then it's automatically, oh, I'm wearing someone else's face. You want it to be like a thing that they can identify with and say, like, no, this is a picture of me. You don't recognize the face because it's just...
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I told you of how I've been running my company with
Yeah.
the ideals that I had from the start too. I just shared with you my plan actually, because I learned that back in the day. I think Crazy Shirts was the one that taught me that even if they have silhouettes of people, you'll never see a recognizable face on their T-shirt, because they want that person they're projecting on a T-shirt to be the person that's wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
So if there's a silhouette of a guy surfing and it's a nice shot, they won't put a facial feature or anything on it that couldn't be the person that's wearing it. You know what I mean? They wanted to have the customer live in that shirt.
Yeah.
You know and the activity that shirt is doing. They wanted the customer to feel part of it. So that's what I always followed and learned throughout my graphic career for T-shirt graphics. Unless you're going to put somebody famous like Duke Kahanamoku or somebody I'm trying to make money off of fame, you can't put a picture of Nolan Hong and
Not yet.
and your partner on it and go, Fighter's Corner. You know, you'd be like, what am I going to buy that shirt for, you know? Much less you can put a picture of my mug and go, HiLife. Because you'd be like, what the is that guy doing on that shirt with that HiLife logo? So it's I don't know, man. I mean, that's just what I live by. I mean, if I was like this tall, good-looking Hawaiian guy that was a professional surfer and ate raw fish and freaking live off the land and, you know, like full on, like was this guy that was respected and, you know, lifestyle and Hawaiian and, you know, maybe I could market that. But come on, look at me. I can't be the marketer for my brand. You know, I just hope people that buy it will be the marketers for it. And hopefully those people would be better looking than me and do more exciting things than me, you know, and live and emulate that lifestyle, that brand that I tried to come up with.
Have you ever gotten any backlash from people saying like, oh, your brand is HiLife, but you're this Japanese guy or Okinawan guy. What do you know about HiLife?
You know, nobody's ever done that. And I kind of like was fearful of the day when somebody would ask me that. So I talked to one of my good friends and mentors who's, you know, Hawaiian and in the industry and knows a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I said, man, you know, I always have this kind of apprehension, but this feeling of people judging me because I'm not of a Hawaiian.
Yeah.
You know, he goes, Kyle, your company is not a Hawaiian company. You don't need to go all that Hawaiian route because I go, yeah, I feel there's people that are more in tune with that to do it and represent that more than me. He goes, that's not your responsibility. He goes, you're not a Hawaiian brand, you're a Hawaii brand. And a Hawaii brand and a Hawaiian brand are two different things. You can work with Hawaiian brands and collab with them and if you support their vision and their effort, you can do stuff for them and help them out. But your brand is about Hawaii. And it doesn't matter about your ethnicity or where you come from. Even if you're not from here, if you love Hawaii, your brand is about Hawaii. And then it made me feel a little bit better because, well, I was born and raised here. This is all I know, you know. I mean, never went away for college. Did everything a local kid would do.
Yep.
You know, rode my mongoose bike, played in red dirt. You know, I mean, fished. You know, tried to surf, tried to bodyboard. I mean, I just was this typical local kid. I never excelled in anything. I wasn't like this. I wasn't bullshit you and say, man, if I just kept surfing, I would have been the next Kelly Slater or the next idiot or anything like that. It's like, no, man. I was a surfer, but I loved the ocean, you know, and I loved trying to do it or trying to being the best that I can at it. I can't say I'm the best at anything, you know, but I like to try. And when I look at what I tried to do and all my interests, it's the local culture.
Yeah.
You know? So I guess I do have some clout if I'm doing a local design and saying, well, that's local, you know? Nobody can question that, you know?
And you also, I've known you, and you're very sensitive to local culture and the opinions of the people here. And I've been in those, you know, office meetings with you where you're like, I don't know, is it okay to do this? Like, is this sensitive to, what's going on and what, Hawaii would accept and things like that? And you take your time in reaching out to your friends and your network and people that are kind of like an authority figure in the community.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're doing what's pono.
I mean, to this day, I have really good friends that I met at Locomotion who are still there or left and started their own business. And I always look to them for advice and support and also feedback. Me and you have a bunch of friends in the Hawaiian community that are, teachers and stuff. And I always call them. Is that okay? Correct or what? Should I put a kahako there? I mean, is this okay? I mean, does this saying really mean anything other than what I'm trying to say? I mean, is there another way to make it worded so it won't offend anybody? Does this offend you? Is this going to piss you off if I printed this? Because if it is, or you think it will piss off anybody, I don't want any part of it because I respect the culture so much that I would not do anything for $1.
Yeah.
I think 10 years ago when the brand didn't have any clout or any type of exposure or any type of thing, it's not like I could call up the Mariota family and go, hey, man, I got a brand. Want to work with you guys because, I got this brand and I can help you guys out, like that.
Yeah. Give you good exposure.
Give me good exposure, man.
Yeah.
I think the markets could use my help. It wasn't going to happen that way.
Yeah.
But, 10 years of making friends and dealing with other families or organizations and stuff like that, hopefully I had built enough of a reputation where, and not sounding big-headed or anything, but I could, go talk to the family and ask, hey, man, is there a way we can help out? We just love when Hawaii people do good, and we like to celebrate that. Our brand has always been about celebrating Hawaii people, whether it's Obama or Bruno Mars or anybody, like we just love to celebrate Hawaii people that go beyond our shores and become super successful.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, there are a lot out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been compiling a list 3 years ago about all the people in Hawaii that made an impact in the world or in the nation,
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. I mean, from our president all the way down to like what Bruno's done, It's just amazing how far these people from this little island in the middle of the Pacific can reach so many people and change so many lives. So my brand is all about celebrating that because we're all proud of where we came from. We're all proud about being from Hawaii. We just have our own different talents that we use to get to where we're at, So when I wanted to work with the Mariotas or anything like that, it wasn't like, 10 years ago, we're probably going, hey, you like doing number 8 shirt or what? Yeah, we'll just do it until we get busted. Okay, shoots then, Maybe we're not going to get busted, if we could just tweak them a little bit, But I'm at the point where I don't want to get a phone call.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy, be known as that guy. Maybe 10 years ago when I was a kid trying to make it, it was worth the risk.
Right.
But now I think it's a lot more authentic and a lot more legitimate to just call them and ask. And you'd be surprised when you just ask and you reach out. It makes it seem a lot more authentic when you're working with them. And people don't question you after that, And it helps the brand keep it going and keep it authentic and keep it real. And then I pray to God that nobody thinks that we're just this brand that rips off and makes money off everybody, because we really are the brand that wants to embrace everybody and help and work with people, And that's what we've been doing. So whether it's working with Rolo, who we contact and now we're working with, we could have easily done a Rolo shirt and eventually maybe get a call from him or something, but why don't we just work with him,
Yeah.
So I like to do that now. I think we're in a position, being 10 years old, we can call people and just ask, hey man, you wanna work on something? I have this idea. Can we give a percentage of sales to any organization or a charity or anything like that? For me, it's just fun meeting these people and their parents, or like working with the Mario family. It was fun to meet them. Working with the coach is super good. Fun to meet them. We just did Dave Shoji event. We did a T-shirt, and actually Nolan did the hats for it. So it's so much fun working with with their family and putting it together. And of course, it's not always all about the money. It's just about exposure and doing good things for good organizations. But in the end, you can't pay for that kind of exposure and promoting, and marketing. But it's been a fun ride for me doing that kind of stuff. I think what I always wanted to do was get to a point in my brand where I can collaborate with good people and friends, and we all can work together. So that's been the most enjoyable part of the ride so far.
Yeah.
Just being able to reach out and work with people, like good people, good organizations, positive things.
Well, the cool part about it is like I got to be behind the scenes, and I was a part of when you were thinking of doing things like collaborating with Marcus or Roland, and hearing you just throw it out there like, oh, you think I should reach out to Marcus? You think he would do that kind of stuff? And to be able to see it turn into, the family embraced it, and to the point where Marcus is at your house, things like that. But without having to name any names, you don't have to name names, but has there ever been like a celebrity or a person that you wanted to work with and they turned you down? Because it seems like everybody's like, once you reach out to them, they all, from what I've seen, has been more than willing to work and partner with you. But have you ever had anybody where they're like, that's not going to fly?
I can't take credit for everybody that I worked with. A lot of times I'll throw it out to somebody that knows them.
Yeah.
And the reason why I do that is because I don't want them to feel pressured or obligated or be nice and go, oh, this guy Kyle called me and he seemed nice and I couldn't tell him no because he was so excited to work with us, or, he sounded really, interested working with us. And we had this other offer, but because he called me first, I go, no, that's not how it works. If you have a better offer on the table, I'm more than happy that you went with them, because maybe they can give you more than more than what we can provide you with, more exposure. So a lot of times I'll just throw it out there to somebody that has a connection, and then they'll loosely contact if they're interested. That way they can just go, oh no, I'll never work with that guy, and then it can be all good, right? Yeah. I'll never hear from them again. I never even asked them. I always think it's easier to go through a middle person on that kind of business thing, because it makes life a lot easier for that person to really truly decide if they want to work with me or not, or a brand, or like this company or not,
That's kind of local style anyway, right?
That's kind of, you don't like being in your face,
my friend over here, you want to talk to him,
Yeah, and if they go, it's not, I already worked, and then, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But, we've been blessed. A lot of people that we thought we would never be able to work with, we've been able to. And it's been super exciting and super fun, and made a lot of friends and a lot of connections with these, with these companies and organizations that are really good.
Yeah.
So, it's been super fun doing that. Yeah.
You know what I wanted to ask you about is, because we've talked a little bit about it, but when you're growing up, because a lot of times us as kids, we don't know what we want to do in life and stuff, but being that your profession is art and design work and stuff, as a kid, were you drawn to, no pun intended, art and drawing and stuff? Like, was this always something that you liked doing?
I think from when I was when my mom probably first put a pen in my hand, I started drawing, because for as long as I can remember, they pushed me into more art classes and creative things than sports, because they knew that was my passion.
Oh, okay.
Either that or they knew my height and what size I was going to be, and they'd be like, this kid better draw for a living. He won't be able to make it as a basketball player. But I don't know. I was always interested in sports, but it was more like fun on the playground, play football, and my friends were too tall to play basketball with around my neighborhood, so never took that up. I was the kid that got the ball under the car when it rolled on. Yeah. Hey, Kyle, get the basketball on the car again. Okay, I'll make it for you guys. Or the kid that they would carry onto the roof so he can get the ball when it goes on the roof. Yeah, I'll be that guy.
They catapult you up.
Yeah, I'll be that guy. But I was always a small kid in my neighborhood, so I never really could compete with those guys, But from small kid time, my mom always pushed me into art, and it was to a point where she would buy me blank T-shirts from Holiday Mart. Those blank Hanes T-shirts?
Yeah.
Just white. And then she'd give me this pen and go draw your own T-shirt designs, Kyle.
And
I'll be like, shoots. So I'll put like palm trees and a wave, and I'll put Hawaii on top, or put Kyle super big on top. And then I would wear it around my neighborhood like, yeah, you know, and then my friends would be like, what the hell are you wearing? You know, I'm like, it's my t-shirt design, man. You know? So I think it started at a really, really young age.
Interesting.
I remember looking at a 6th grade project. They asked to look through the want ads and find a profession that you want to be. So I asked my mom, hey, what is this? And she goes, what? I go, I don't like draw for a living. I'm like, design. She goes, that's a thing called a graphic designer. So I remember looking through the want ads, literally going like this, and she goes, yeah. I cut it out, I stuck it on the paper, and I gave it to my 6th grade teacher. And it said graphic designer on it.
Yeah.
And that was 6th grade.
6th grade. What did your teachers say to that? Because, you know, I'm sure they're used to getting things like doctor, fireman, or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of strange. I don't remember what they said, but I think I always excelled in art. I mean, you know, I was the kid that designed a class T-shirt or got their art project stuck on a cafeteria wall for display and stuff like that. I mean, you know, among other talented kids in my class, but I was always the art guy, you know. God knows I wasn't the math guy or the science guy or the band guy, you know. Like, I was the art guy. This guy can't add, but damn, he can draw, you know.
So you weren't the paint by numbers kid.
No, the paint by numbers kid, because then the paint would be all off, and the numbers would be all, yeah. So, but, you know, and then fast forward to college, when we went to Frosh Camp, I was looking for the paper a couple of years ago, if I still had it, because I remember distinctly drawing it. And they make you do these group activities. And being that in college, you know, you have all these dreams and aspirations of what you want to become. Yeah. So they said, I know you're like 17 years old. Yeah, Frosh Camp. I said, oh, draw or write what you want to be in the next 10 years. You know, I'm like, or maybe it was even less than that, because you're not going to spend 10 years in college.
Right.
Well, most people don't, but, you know, so that's what you want to be when you graduate from college or whatever, what you want to attain. And I still remember to this day, I drew myself next to this stack of T-shirts on a wall. And I'm like making shaka, and I'm wearing glasses, and it says Kyle's T-shirt shop. Huh. And it was weird, because I still remember this to today, that existed, that paper existed somewhere. Yeah. So I kind of knew where I was heading, even when I didn't know where I was heading.
What do you think is like that you get out of it? Because to me, if I was in your shoes, the thing that would fuel my passion for it is the acceptance, or when I put out something that I created and people go, oh, I like that. Like that would fuel me and motivate me to continue. Is that what fuels you?
You know what fueled me was like, I guess I can say this now because it's too late to get arrested because of statute of limitations. But when I was in high school, I was a graffiti guy. And like I said, I never was good at anything. So I wasn't into like the break dancing that I was super good at or anything like that. And I wasn't even a good graffiti artist, actually. I tried to be like the best, but I never came close, you know? But I was so attracted to the hip-hop movement and the graffiti because it was art that was alive to me, you know? I mean, just the thought that these people would risk their lives to climb on a train, or just the thought that these people would risk their lives and climb on a building, or come late at night to a school, or hit someplace, you know, in the dead of night, running away from cops and rushing to get their idea and their own view of the world onto a wall and present it to the rest of the world. I thought it was like so interesting. So then I thought, hey, maybe I want to be this graffiti artist guy, you know? So I looked up all the people that were, you know, happening in Hawaii, and I looked through books and pictures, and I tried to emulate them. Like I said, I never was a graffiti artist. I'll never ever call myself a graffiti artist, but I respected them a lot, and I always wanted to be like that, you know? So I think when I started doing T-shirt graphics, the moment I saw somebody wearing my graphic, it's like I tagged that person, right? Yeah. But then yet the person paid to get tagged. How awesome is that, right? I didn't have to sneak up on the guy and draw on his back and run away. The guy actually bought my stuff. And I was like, That's the greatest reward of all time. If I can get my vision out on people and people actually understand it enough to pay for it and appreciate it, that makes me happy, you know? Because in the end, isn't that what all artists want? Is to be heard and seen and appreciated?
Yeah.
You know? So when I used to do career speaking to kids in high school and stuff like that, of course, you know, when you're deemed the graphic arts guy is going to come and talk to you, or the art director from Hawaiian Style Locomotion is going to come and talk to us today, and you get career people signing up, kids, you're going to get a lot of graffiti kids, right? And the kids that like draw for a living, you know, because that's what they're into, right? So I always tell them, I go, hey, you know what, you guys, I know you guys are probably into graffiti and you think it's super cool and stuff like that to get your vision out there. And I know you guys have something to say and something to express. I said, but you know, I think the best, most constructive thing I can tell you guys is to get approval. Go ask, can we do something on that wall that can project school pride for our school? Can we do this on the parking lot, or can we do this on this building? And when you have that accessibility and it's legal and you don't have to feel rushed, you can put your best work on it. Then running from the law, 3 o'clock in the morning and trying to, with flashlights, trying to put up something that you know would have been a lot nicer if you had time to do it, you know, and you would know you could have put a lot more into it if you just knew you were doing something right and not running from anybody or hiding from anybody or rushing. So I said, just get approval, you know. And from there, your work speaks volumes because you took the time and you did it the right way. And from there, your career can flourish because they go, you remember that guy that did that wall? Man, maybe he can design our class T-shirt. Maybe he can design our prom poster or you know, and you can get known by doing this as a high school student. Just get known as the guy that can help out organizations with their club T-shirt or a flyer or anything like that. But it's all about doing things the right way in the beginning. I mean, maybe the young kids right now will be like, there's no fun in that. But if you want to turn it into a profession, that's the best way to start, because you have all these adult guys liking you as this graffiti artist kid or whatever, then going, I hate this kid. He freaking tagged my car yesterday, you know, or he this is the kid that spray painted my fence at my house the other night, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I think kids get it nowadays with the powwow movement. I mean, they get it, you know. A couple years ago, during a powwow event, I guess there's a lot of wannabe graffiti artists that come from the mainland following these artists, and they feel like they want to express too, but of course they're not good enough or they're not asked to. So they go around town and they do stuff, right? And just so happened they hit the warehouse that we house our clothes in. We were close to Kaka'ako. Overnight they tagged on the pull down garage door. Big ugly graffiti, you know. And being that everybody's in town, and being that, you know, me and my partner that runs a store, he knows a lot of graffiti people too. So all it was a phone, just an iPhone picture, couple text, and immediately we found out who it was. And apparently it was a crew from some place that that artist wasn't particularly involved with, but knew who they were. Called them up and said, "Hey, you know, you don't know who you hit. You just hit the HiLife guys, you know, and or you hit Booty Groove, you know, their warehouse." And they called and they called BJ out, who's the owner of Booty Groove and that warehouse, and said, "Oh, you know, we'd like to come down and paint over what we did, you know." And we just said, "Okay, cool," you know. So they came down, they apologized, and they painted, and BJ watched them paint, and in the end, they ended up drinking beer with him in the garage. Made friends, you know, because, you know, I mean, hopefully they learned about, you know, respect, you know, and stuff like that. And I think they were just having a good time and probably got stupid, you know. But that was really interesting to see just that connection of the people who are doing it the right way, telling the people, brah, you better go fix that. That's not the right thing to do. And they listened, you know. Because back in my day, it would be like, I ain't going to listen to that kind of stuff, you know. So I think the kids nowadays, they really do get it. You know? I think it's just a different movement now. They're able to express a lot clearly, and I think they're doing it the right way. You know, except for some stuff you see on the freeway sometimes.
Right. Well, I mean, for those, they have a different motivation behind doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but I think their motivation is the same as what I was. You just want to be heard and known, and be out there and express yourself. You just got to do it in the right way. Mm-hmm. And if they start doing it in the right way from the beginning, it's easier to attain what they want to get.
Yeah.
Than be in prison and going, no, I just took 10 steps back from where I really want to be, you know, in life, you know, so.
Do you think it's kind of like that's a result of the way, I guess, creative people are managed or taught in schools? Because, I mean, I think you and I have a similar opinion about our experiences in school. Like, we didn't do very well in school or didn't enjoy our time in school.
Yeah.
And I think school is geared towards the people that like to be kind of boxed in and like, this is the path. I want to, you know, study hard and learn this. Whereas creative people like you and me, that doesn't excite us. That doesn't do it for us. So
I think in a generation, and it's funny because we're a generation apart. Mm-hmm. Well, not a was a decade apart, right? You're 10 years younger than me.
I don't even know how old you are. I'm 37.
I'm 47.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or am I 48? I don't know. I want to know. I got to ask my wife.
Yeah. A decade.
I'm old.
Yeah.
Freaking know what is dirt. But in I don't even want to say our generation, but when we were in school,
yeah.
I can only speak for where I came from, Pro City High School. You're either in band, science, math, or English, and then you got paid attention to if you excelled in it. You know, if you excelled in art or anything creative, you got forgotten about.
Yeah.
You
know? Looked at kind of like maybe as an outcast.
Yeah, or you looked at that as like, oh, that's going to be his hobby when after he finished digging ditches and during the day for 8 hours, he's probably going to draw on the side at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like just cast away, you know? Like, he ain't going to be good in math, he ain't going to be good in English, he ain't going to be good in band. I don't know what he going to do, but, you know, at least he going to do art on the side maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's how it was. I mean, that's how I felt. And maybe I'm throwing people under the bus here, but honestly, when I was a freshman in high school, I wanted to be a graphic designer. You know, because my 6th grade story says I wanted to be a graphic designer since 6th grade. I signed up for a graphic arts class.
That's Emmett there.
See, even Emmett's pissed. Even Emmett's pissed.
Yeah, he gets really passionate about
he's
what
so
others...
passionate.
Dr. Emmett, being the business dog, is making sure that you know that your voice is being heard and supported.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, I tried to sign up for graphic arts class. There's a graphic arts class. I couldn't get into that graphic arts class until my senior year because every single year it was filled. And I'm sure it wasn't filled with graphic designers.
Yeah.
It was filled with people like, oh, bro, I do an elective.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I like go make stickers. Yeah. Or I like make my own business card like that, you know. And like, oh, I like the kind just cruise out, you know. Yeah. And that's what the art classes were filled up with. Wasn't about people. I'm sure there was people that was serious, and I'm sure my instructors were hoping that there were people that was serious. But let's be realistic here. If you want to take a cruise class, what are you going to take? Art. Is there any right and wrong in art when you take a test? No. You know, I mean, what are they going to tell you? Oh, that color blue is wrong. Yeah. Nolan, you get an F. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's the most free thing you can do without being right or wrong, right? So of course everybody's going to think it's a cruise class. But what it did was it left out the people that wanted to make it a career.
Yeah.
And that's where I fell into the cracks. I only got into art class, graphic arts class, my senior year in high school. And I liked it so much and I loved it so much and I absorbed it so much, I would cut class to go to graphic art class.
Wow.
You know, and I would tell my teacher that too. I'm not going to say who the teacher was because she might get busted for letting me go. But she goes, Kyle, you're flunking out of this class. And I go, I know, but I don't need this class because I just realized I don't need it because I'm a senior and I never need to take this class. She goes, I know, but you can't be my TA. I go, I know, I tried. She goes, then I'm going to have to give you an F. I go, I know, but can you give me an F and just send me to graphic arts class so I can finish my project? And she was like, I guess. And thank God for her, right? Because she knew where my passion was going to be. And I went to graphic arts class. My graphic arts class goes, what are you doing here? I go, I don't know. I was sent, I go work. And they go, you got permission? I go, yeah. He go, all right. So then I'll join that class during that period and then do my art, and do what I wanted to do. That's the only way I advanced, And if it wasn't for some teachers pointing out to, or understanding that that's where my passion was and helping me with it, I don't know where I'll be today, So it's not necessarily the teachers that are at fault. It's just it's the educational system.
Yeah.
And it's not, maybe it is the educational system. Maybe it's just the particular school that you're at, that their focus is. Because I know Mauna Loa has amazing art department.
Yeah.
And they're not a private school, but yet they concentrate highly on the arts. In fact, our friend Mark is an arts instructor there.
Yeah.
Theater and what?
Video production
and all that kind of stuff. Can you imagine if we had that opportunity when we were in high school?
Yeah.
Video production, arts, and other kind of stuff like that. I mean, these kids, they're so lucky,
Mm-hmm.
Would I go back to high school again? No. But I think the kids right now have a tremendous opportunity because I think education in general is finally embracing arts and creative people and realizing that they can be a part of a functioning society and contribute, But back then, when we were around, I don't know if they actually saw importance in it.
But, well, at the same time, like, you always hear in the news, though, about the schools cutting the arts and things like that, too. So it's kind of, it just depends, I guess, where you're at, right?
And, maybe in Pro City, band was considered art. It's music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I just went to the band school, and I should have been in the creative art school. I don't know. But I just tried to make the most of what was given to me.
And were your parents still like very supportive of you? Because obviously you got the F in that other class. Like, did they understand? Like, he knows what he wants to do, or were they like, hey, why are you not doing better in school?
Yeah, my senior year in high school, my mom passed away when I was a sophomore. So, I'm sure. As a parent, she was more on my case about grades and studying than my dad was.
Yeah.
So junior, senior year, I mean, my dad would just kind of like, what you get an F for? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't know. He was okay, whatever, But, he wasn't really as strict. I think my mom would have just like, got on me a lot more. But my dad realized where I was going to go and what my passion was. Mm-hmm. Because he would come home and he goes, oh, that graffiti I saw on the street sign over there, that's you, huh? And I go, oh, I don't know. He goes, well, it's the same one you have on you did on your window in your bedroom. And I go, yeah, then that's me. He goes, oh, you better not get caught there. And I go, yeah, no, I'm not too smart to get caught. He goes, I don't know. Just be careful.
Because wasn't your neighbor a cop?
All my neighbors are cops.
Yeah.
I was surrounded by cops.
And they didn't put two and two together?
I don't know.
Or maybe they did, and they
probably just driving and go, there's that damn Shimabukuro kid. Riding all over the neighborhood. I can't stand that kid.
Did you ever
hope he gets a job one day, he can stop doing this.
Did you ever get in trouble or get caught?
No.
Wow.
We never got caught. It was... And I get it. It's the excitement of it, We'll go to Holiday Mart and grab all the dollar bills we could, out of our loose change pocket and buy these cheap spray paint and wait till like 3 o'clock in the morning and start shaking cans in our cars and heading up to wherever we're going to go and sneak in and, do that kind of stuff. And looking back on it, I don't think that was the right thing to do, but it was exciting at that time.
Yeah.
Would I tell my kids to do it if I had kids? No, because the risk is there too much, But was it better than smoking out and drinking and getting drunk and driving around and stealing and doing that? I don't know. I guess it's a little bit safer or better than doing that kind of things.
Yeah.
But bad is bad, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You know what I wanted to ask you too is you're mentioning how like graffiti kind of equated to the pride you got from seeing someone wear your shirt is kind of what replaced what the feeling you were trying to get from graffiti, being that you kind of tagged somebody by wearing your shirt, right? But I see a lot of people getting tattoos of your HiLife logo.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Well, what do you feel about that when you see someone put in something permanent?
It blows me away.
Yeah.
I mean, they send me tattoos, pictures of their tattoos, and I have tattoo friends in the business that go, man, you don't know how much requests I get for that logo you did. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. It blows my mind. I mean, I've designed tattoos for people before.
Yeah.
Of their girlfriend's name or whatever they want to put, their kids' names or whatever they kind of, for relatives and friends. But for somebody to randomly grab a brand logo and stick it on them, I know already that it means a lot to them. More so than probably it means to me, maybe, and someday I would like to sit down and ask them what it means to them, because I know it means something heavy. You just don't walk around and go, I think I'm going to put that logo on me today,
Yeah.
Like, you don't see people go, holy shit, that Target logo is awesome. I was at the market today, and that Target logo inspired me. I put it on my butt. What's the story behind that, I mean, God, you must have been super, I'm just humbled by that, And then I get, like, super scared, because now I have to uphold a responsibility. That person is going to have that for life.
Yeah.
But if I, like, HiLife becomes like this, for some reason becomes this crazy brand that represents something that they totally are against, or represents something that they never thought it would represent,
Right.
And it becomes offensive or something, or has a black mark, and then these people are just going to have to put a black box on them, around them to block out the logo, So, yeah, I do that. And that's part of the reason why I make sure that, and I'm sure I pissed off a lot of people, or some people with some designs or some things that we've done.
Yeah.
And I can't help it, but that was never my intention, and I always now are more, I don't know, I'm just more focused on making sure that what we do is right. And what we do is okay with people, and what we do, and maybe somehow, some way can help people. Then I get the greatest reward of all, from that. But when I see it on people, it really, as tattoos, it blows me away,
Yeah. Well, I think the key with your brand is consistency. Like you mentioned, there might be a couple designs here and there that somebody might not agree with, but in general, your brand for the 10 years that it's been going has been consistent with the message and the image that it upholds. And
I hope so.
What it represents. Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, if I can go another 10 years and people can still say that, then I know I'm doing something right, But you never know. I mean, times are hard nowadays, Just one wrong move, one wrong turn, and your brand's done, Or your image can get damaged so easy too nowadays with social media, So.
Well, I know you have so many things going on, but what are some things that, you've accomplished so much already, but I know that there's more things that you want to do. What are some things that you hope to accomplish in, the next few years?
I don't know. It's weird, because somehow I see myself as this brand taking on something that I can't handle. Somehow I see myself two things can happen. One, this brand is going to die. And two, this brand's going to grow beyond me, And when it comes to a time where it grows beyond me, or when it's going to die, I have to let it go. I have to, it deserves to live on, or if it deserves to die. And it's probably with or without, it's probably without me, because I only can take it so far, And it's interesting. I have yet to see what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen, because the story is not ending yet, and I can't say it's beginning either. It just keeps going, And I just wanted to see, one day I'll probably look back and go, oh, that's what it was meant to be. This is where it was meant to go. This is who is supposed to have taken it over. Or this is why it died, And this is why that guy with the tattoo who's 80 years old is sad. And wish he never put it on him.
Well, maybe that'll be your next venture, is redesigning the logo so that people can fix it and change it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just, it's been a crazy ride, But now, because and I'm not saying I'm comfortable with it, but because it's kind of forged its own path.
Mm-hmm.
I try to challenge myself by doing other things and other projects on the side.
Yeah. Not
ever thinking it would ever come as big or as successful as what I've done with this brand. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't happen every day, you know, this kind of stuff, you know. But, you know, I've gone back into the past. I started a brand called Throne back in the day, and it emulated my college days when I would get drunk at Moose's or wherever, and nightclub, and act stupid, and, you know, it was those loudmouth crazy days, you know. And that brand represented a lot of my lifestyle back then. It was a toilet bowl. It was called Throne, right?
Yeah.
You just sit on it, or you pray to it, or you ride it, or whatever you do, you know. It was the bull riding company. So recently people have been asking me, oh, can you bring that back? And I go, okay. So we brought it back on a small level. Yeah. Just to appease people to relive their youth, you know, and to inject some type of fun into something. Because HiLife can be all about, I mean, HiLife is about Hawaii, but the fun, stupid stuff, you know, needs to have another outlet. And the fun, stupid stuff to me belongs in my other brand, Throne. So bringing that out has kind of been a nice hobby for me. Even if it's in the same career thing, and it's not necessarily a hobby for me, it's actually my career, but that's a nice outlet for me, you know, a creative outlet. So it's more fun than anything as a money-making venture. But who knows what might happen, you know?
Well, you're one of my closest friends, and I'm just really honored to be someone that I could say is a friend of yours. And so I really appreciate you coming out here and just sharing your story.
I'm just honored to just be invited, because I didn't think I'll be that interesting to interview.
I think you're way more than interesting, that we still, like I said, have so much more to cover. So I would love to have you come back on and do this again if you're open to it.
Well, let's just see how we sound on this first one. And then we'll move on from there.
Well, if anything, we'll have an excuse to share some more random bottles of sake.
Yeah. You probably just mic me up and I wouldn't even know at one point and just keep recording.
Yeah.
And that'll be the second episode.
Yeah. That's our style.
Right?
Like bug your house.
Yeah, bug my house. Yeah. Like, can I call my talk star a little while? And then stick a microphone in front of me. I wouldn't even know. But no, I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate, you guys asking me to do this. If it was on TV, it'll be a separate, one thing. I'll be like, no ways, man. Because you guys know I don't like being filmed,
Yeah, I know.
I don't even have a face for radio.
For a guy who
I have a face for what is this? I have only a face for podcasts.
For a guy who spent almost, half of your life on stage in front of thousands of people, that's so interesting to hear that coming from you.
Yeah,
but I get it. I get it, though.
You know what it is? Somebody likes to chew gum, and one day somebody just dumps a load of gum at their doorstep, and they have all this gum to choose from, like Bubblicious and Hubba Bubba and Big League Chew and Juicy Fruit and Bazooka and all that and then instead of just spreading it out, they shove it all in their mouth at once. They're like, and they just keep chewing and chewing and chewing.
Yeah.
And they just soak it all up because they love gum, and they do it for 3 years straight. But they overdo it,
Yeah.
After a while, I don't think you like gum anymore, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I can't go, I want to chew gum again after doing that. It's kind of like, that's how I think what happened to me. I think when we were younger, we did a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
I mean, me and you and all of our closest friends, we experienced a lot. I mean, crazy times, happy times, super sad times, depressing times. It's what brought us all close, right? Mm-hmm. But man, we really lived our youth, you know? And we lived it to our fullest. We did everything we wanted to do. We got everything out of the way. And I think that's where I'm at. I'm at a point where I'm just like, wow, I did that already. What else is there to do now? So when somebody asks me, well, you want to be in a play again? You want to go on stage again? I'm like, nah, I did that. And I did it. And it was the best time of my life. I had the most fun. I met the best people. And now I'm doing the same thing, but doing something else. And I'm fine with that, So that's where I'm at right now. And I think, too, as I got older, and I got married, I got a dog.
2 dogs.
2 dogs. House. Who am I? I don't have anybody to impress anymore. Or do anything important anymore to, If I was single, I'd probably be on stage going, hey! Trying to make a spectacle of myself and putting myself out there, and hopefully somebody would find me like remotely attracted or find somebody. But my poor wife, I mean, she got me already. And what can I do, right? If I jump on stage now, she's just like, there he is again. Big deal to me, you know?
Yeah.
So
I know you. I know that your motivation for doing those plays and performing wasn't to impress people. I feel like for you, it didn't even represent performing. It was just like having fun with your friends, right?
You know, it was. It was totally having fun with my friends, being able to act stupid and paid, or even have people pay to watch us act stupid was fun. And towards the later part, I just did it for Lisa. I did it for her memory, and I did it to make sure that all her hard work was represented in the best way possible.
Yeah.
You know, and when everybody came back to do it, I thought I needed to be a part of it. So yeah, at that point, it was beyond just going on stage and soaking up the whole attention grabbing thing.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of over it, actually. I was just kind of like, all right, I did what I needed to do. Let's go Zippies, man. Yeah. I want to get a beer now. You know?
That was the highlight of the last couple.
For me, it was. You know, it wasn't. I mean, okay, I get it. You know, theater is awesome.
Yeah.
Being on stage and having people laugh at you, and they're paying to laugh at you, and they don't have to if they don't want to, but they do.
Yeah.
That's great, right? I mean, that's awesome. What a great feeling, you know. But I got that. I did it. I got it. It was like so much fun. But this last couple ones is more like, I relished in it, but I didn't need to go back and do it again. It was just a great capping off of a career. Or we didn't even say a career. It was a capping off of doing stupid things on stage that I enjoyed doing with my friends and got away with it for that long, you know. So, yeah, it was great closure for me. And to open it back up again would take a lot of effort.
Well, I definitely want to. There's so much more to talk about with that, and I want to save that for the next time you come back. But I will say that I'm glad I got to figure out how you were tying in this bubblegum analogy. So if any of you bubblegum companies want to sponsor our show, you know, we'd gladly take some sponsorships from that. Hubba bubba, all you guys. Yeah. But thanks again, Kyle. Really
all right,
appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you very much. Aloha.
All right. Thanks again so much to our guest, Kyle, for being our inaugural first interview here. So many great stories, and I really am excited to have him back on again because, trust me, there are so many more stories that we have yet to even unearth, and it's going to be great. So I look forward to having Kyle on again in the future. And I thank you so much for tuning in to our very first episode. This has been so much fun, and I encourage you to tune in weekly as we are going to be putting out new episodes every week. And in fact, we have several episodes already in the can, and those are available for download right now. So if you liked what you heard today, go on and check out the other episodes as well, and share with all your friends. We'd love to have more people listening in, and love to get your comments and suggestions on who else you'd like to hear on here, and maybe some other topics you'd want to hear about. But I got to thank my super producer extraordinaire, Jamie, again for putting together this amazing show. And of course, Dr. Emmett Bean for being a wonderful co-host. You can follow him actually on Instagram at Dr. Emmett Bean. And if you want to follow me, I am at the Nolan Hong on Instagram and Facebook. And also, while you're at it, follow the show on Facebook. We have a Facebook page for Hanging Out with Nolan Hong, and over there you can find out announcements of who our upcoming guests will be and some behind-the-scenes pictures and all that good stuff. But until the next episode, thank you again so much for downloading, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Nolan Hong, and where we're going, we don't need roads.